Hey y'all, how everyone's doing? You can unmute if anyone wants to talk. I know Myron's busy at the moment.
Hey, how's it going for all you?
Morning,
Going
folks.
good. Going good.
Nice.
Y'all
I was
are,
actually just typing a question, so this works.
yeah, what do you got?
I got an agent that responded saying that they want us to send the offer over on a standard Rep C, which is the standard real estate purchase contract. We don't do that, right?
We do.
We do? Okay.
Yeah, I like to call them and get a feel of, are they just saying that to put up a buffer, or are they genuinely interested? Or, sometimes I call them when they say that and they're like, oh no, they're not going to accept this anyway. So it's just a waste of time to send the
Gotcha.
contract. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? So I usually try to get a feel. And if they're like, no, we're interested, I just want to see it on a contract, then that's fine. We can send a contract. I would try to get a statement if you can.
Okay. Yeah, cool. That's basically what, pardon me. That's basically what I needed.
Cool. Anyone
I guess.
else?
Hello,
Oh,
I have three questions.
yeah,
Can you hear me good?
I can hear you.
Okay. For the first one, when you call agents and they say no to subject to or anything, so do you push them? Oh, by the way, thank you for your videos that you're doing YouTube that you're calling. That helped me a lot and on my calling. And sorry about that. I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it, and it's really value what you're doing. I'm following you in YouTube, so yes, just And so about the question, how do you put like if they say no, but I think you can call them again, so that lead is still called or is there like how can you um put that lead on it like or describe it? I don't know.
Yeah, my question would be, why are they saying no? What's the feedback? Have they been presented this offer before and there's a legit reason why it doesn't work? Is it just they don't know how it works, so they're just saying no? I would try to dig a little deeper and get the real reason behind that no. But just
Okay,
because
because
an agent
I
says no, I continue to follow up. Go ahead, sorry.
okay, no, that's my fault. Okay, first, I know where it's a no. For example, there is I got an agent that he told me, oh, um, we are not going to represent any subject to deal for anyone. So, and he said like no. So I reset that. I call that as a really dead lead for my opinion because he will not um hear me or anything for any reason. So that's why I call that one dead. And another dead lead that I can mention is like the agent already know about subject two, and she told me like if the seller is willing to do subject two, I will buy it for me.
Mm,
So that's another lead that I can call that because even if I try to convince the seller to sell on subject two, the agent will bother because she's looking for subject two too. So
yeah.
that I'm marking that lead that I'm alright to market that lead that or I can keep calling them.
Yeah, I like those questions. I would say with the agent one, try to build a relationship. They're obviously savvy, they're obviously an investor. Maybe they can be one of your buyers. What else are you looking for? I get deals that I don't want to buy sometimes. Could I send you deals? Are you interested in buying more creative deals? Just change the conversation into let's work together. Maybe you can be my buyer on deals type of thing. So I would definitely try to keep that relationship. Maybe not, I mean, just don't make it about the listing anymore. Yeah, if she's gonna buy it sub two, then cool. Can I send you other deals? So that's what I would do with that one. With the ones that are just saying no, 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 and they don't want to hear it, I would think about a few factors. What's the equity on it? Do they have 150 grand in equity? Maybe it's not worth messing with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not to say that you can't get deals done that way, but they can keep lowering the price and still make plenty of money on it conventionally. So they may just not be motivated to do something creative. If it's low equity and they're saying no, I would continue following up. There's been plenty of leads where I followed up for 6 months and they kept telling me no, and then we got the contract finally, so those are still worth sending an offer and saying, hey, I know you said that you guys weren't interested in this right now. Please just hang on to it, hang on to my information. And then I would follow up every, 3 or 4 weeks and say, hey, just checking in. How's it going? Do you want to revisit this type of thing?
Okay. Okay, my second question, and thank you by the way, you answered my question. And even giving uh the idea to keep that relationship because I really didn't think about that she can be a buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So my second question is I had two properties. They um they're expired listing.
They're expired list.
So yeah, so my problem is I can because my market is Texas, so it's a little bit hard to find the information because it's on closer state. So the information is not right, or maybe it's a little bit hard for me to find it. So it could be me, my fault. But my question is, how can I present myself? Because I never did any direct to seller call. So I don't know if you can guide me a little bit how to present myself because I think it's a motivator already, and it could happen. But I don't want to. I'm scared to don't do it well. To not.
Yeah. You could try to reach out to the agent and say, hey, I saw this one off market. Just curious, is the seller still interested in selling? And sometimes the agent is still, I mean, it may be an agent that's like, oh yeah, let's talk about this, and they want to help you. They still want to get paid on it. I had one the other day, she
No,
emailed
but
me, like, it's off market, they still want to sell it, but let's talk about it type of thing. So you could try talking to the agent. If you reach out to the seller directly, I mean, it's a similar conversation. Hey, I noticed it went off the market. Are you still interested in selling? You are, okay, great. What happened? Were you just not getting offers that you wanted? Like, it's just diving into the 4 pillars. Why are they trying to sell? What kind of offers did they get? That type of thing. You kind of already know what price they were asking, but what are they willing to take for it now that it's sitting off the market? So it's really just going through and figuring out, you're just having a conversation. What's going on with it? What was your experience? What are you trying to accomplish now?
and like to go to direct to seller because it's already a fire listing because they take it out of the active list. So can we still call them? Like if I found the number right? Because I think that's my problem. I cannot find the right number or from the property or I know the name of the guy, but I cannot find the phone number or something to can I reach to them?
Yeah, if you can't find the seller's information, I would try to call the agent and get a feel for if they still want to be involved, if they're willing to help you. Sometimes they're not, and they're like, I'm just done with this. I don't want to help you. And they may give you the seller's number. I've had that happen where they're like, I don't want to do it. Here's the number. You can reach out. So it may be worth giving the agent a call and see if you can get the information from them.
My third question: when you're doing the calls and you kind of see there's a bad moment for them, they're kind of how do you say it? Uh, they are not willing. They are not super talking, and they're say, hey, what do you want? Yeah, they got the property. And when you're asking all those questions, there are monosyllable answers. Like, no, they don't have like for example, I said, hey, I got this property and I want to know a little bit more about it. And say, hey, what you want to know? And I said, like, oh, the condition. There's extra information of the condition that we have to know. And they say no, and so it's like a straight answer. It doesn't like build like communication. When
Mhm.
that happens, do you straight up go to, hey, I'm looking just for a subject to deal, or you don't say anything?
No, if I'm understanding you right, you're asking like what happens if the seller doesn't want to talk to you really and they're being really short. Maybe they're not motivated. Maybe they don't want to sell. They're getting a ton of these calls and they're like, hey, I was going to move because of my job and I don't need to move anymore. I keep getting these calls and I don't want to talk to y'all. That happens a lot.
No, this calls for agents. Like, the agent is so there's so I find a pretty bad agents that are just like I'm not sure why, but they don't want to sell. Like, if you're asked for, let's say that you are trying to, and this is my opinion, if you are trying to sell something, you need to have the information to sell it. Like, if you are motivated to sell it, I gonna let's say that I'm gonna buy you you're gonna buy me a pen, so I'm gonna tell you every detail of the pen so you can have more information about the pen, and I will try to put you in a position that you will like the pen even if the pen is not right or is damaged or for some reason. So but when you try to talk with them, it's like, hey, yeah, I got the pen and it's red, yeah, and it works, yeah. And so
Yeah.
when you find those situations like this, how do you should just let do you let them pass and then call back in another day, or you shoot it out and say, hey, I'm looking for subject to deals and something like that?
Hmm. I can go different ways with this. I mean, it really just depends. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. An agent that's just not very talkative, they're very straight to the point. It may be the case. Like I had one, I think it was on my live the other day. If you watched it, and I called and immediately
Yeah,
he was like, hello. And I was like, hey, I'm interested in your listing. He's like, if it is it subject to, I don't want to talk about it. Like straight away.
yeah.
My response to that is I'm just calling about this house. I don't know anything about this house. I was just calling to chat with you about it. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll give you a call back in a little bit. So it's like I don't really know what the situation is. I don't immediately say, yeah, this is going to be subject to. I'm just calling to find out more information, what's going on with this house, and trying to talk to him about it. And I mean, just figure out, obviously, they've had lots of subject to. I would say, oh, it sounds like you've had a lot of those. Why is that not working for your seller? What were you not liking about them? And just trying to get them to talk about it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're not going to get everyone to talk about it, and you're just going to have a whole agent sometimes. That's okay. It's not everyone's for
Mhm.
you, but that's how I would try to get them to open up a little bit more.
Okay. And last question. I'm sorry, is I taking so long? Uh, when when this when they start telling not like no to subject to or whatever, uh my question is like, could you follow them up and like, hey, I know that you said no to a subject to deal, but I still looking, the property is still active. So could you refer me to the seller and send my offer? Or do you prefer, like, my question is, do you prefer to, it's more hard to change a no to a yes than find a yes. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure if I keep calling them one and another if they already said no, or I just trying to find the lead that say yes already, that is open to hear what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think it goes back to why are they saying no? What's the reason behind the no? What's the situation? Is it really a good fit for them? If they have 200 grand in equity and they're not super motivated, they can hang out there for another 6 months, then why waste your time on it? You know what I'm saying? But if they're 20K in the hole, then yeah, I'm going to spend time to try to get the agent to understand. It usually comes down to they don't understand it and you can get somewhere with it. So it really just depends. Is there really motivation there or is there not?
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for your questions. Hi, Myron. You're muted. I can't hear you.
What's up, Jade?
What's up?
Do you feel like you're on fire right now?
Yeah, I do feel like I'm on fire. I feel like this whole group is on fire right now.
How many? I think, are we on contract number 4?
Yeah, we have 2 signed for the week. You are sending 2 like right now, and we have several others that are like super hot, and we have like 8, I counted them, that are like super hot that we're staying on top of that I think are gonna get signed soon. So yeah, this group is crushing it right now.
Let me go. Okay, we got Sam and Kristen, Manny, Linda, and Matt, right? And then someone else just got a contract.
Um, I don't think he's in here. He goes by Nick. His name is
And
in the Discord, but he goes by Nick, and he said he's not working with anyone. He's just soloing it out. So
okay. So we have 4 signed contracts. One of them is, wait, Manny, we're working on Manny's getting closed, but one of them we closed,
hmm
and we have 8 more on top of that.
hmm
Oh crap.
Yeah, so get ready to turn on your dispo wheels because it's time to go.
I love it. That's amazing. I was thinking about all this morning, is like it's the same for us, is like it just takes that like ramping up period, right? So you run a campaign, it might take 2 or 3 months for those sellers or agents to come back to you and finally say, okay, tell me what this actually is, right? So I think that's what it's been. It's just been 2 or 3 months of the ramp up period, people sending out all their offers and all their emails and getting used to the system and all those things. So this is amazing.
Yeah, super cool.
I was asking you, Jade, about hedge fund. So I'm wondering if there are hedge funds out there that will buy seller finance, but I don't know if they'll buy subject to, because there's just inherent risk in doing it. And a lot of hedge funds will buy to fix and flip. Some of them buy to hold, but a lot of them buy to fix and flip. And that's why they have so many, no busy streets, 1970s plus, has to be 2-3 bedroom, because they're trying to fix and flip and get out of it and make money. And so I'm wanting to, like, I want to connect with a hedge fund that does creative deals as well. So if we get cash deals that come in, we get creative deals that come in. I feel, honestly, I don't know how to say this the right way, and I'm probably wrong, but selling to a hedge fund that has bigger pockets behind it, I feel better.
Yeah.
I know if you look up hedge fund bankruptcy, you'll see some hedge funds went bankrupt when the market did the dip that it's done. But I mean, same goes for people who are buying and selling subject to deals. They don't make the payment, something happens, the wrap doesn't go through. There's, if you look up it's Guardian hedge fund. They I think 2 years ago they went bankrupt. 1 year ago or 2 years ago, they just tanked. And they basically pulled a bunch of investors' money, went and bought a bunch of properties, went to fix and flip them, and couldn't sell any of them, and bankrupt all their investors.
Yikes.
That's what I heard. I wasn't involved in this, so I mean that's just what I heard happened. And I started thinking like, okay, I want to work with a hedge fund that made it through the dip, but maybe they are interested in hearing about seller finance. Maybe they're interested in hearing about subject to. And if you look up hedge funds that also do financial planning, hold on, Mike, 1 second. My kids are just playing a game or something, but they also do financial planning. They will entertain holding. So I want to find a hedge fund that looks at holding as well as fix and flip. So if we could, that's kind of my mission over the next couple of weeks, is to connect with more hedge funds, see who's still buying, what they're buying, and ones that aren't going bankrupt is kind of the key here.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, when I first started in sub 2, I saw all these people saying hedge fund, hedge fund, hedge fund. I'm like, how do they meet these people? How does this even happen? So I'm interested in doing that. I feel like over the last 2 years, 3 years, my confidence in just talking about this stuff has grown. So I don't feel so like that's not for me, when I could have done it 3 years ago and been fine. Right.
Yeah.
But have a lot of great people working with me, and I feel very confident in what we can do. What else, Jade? What else is going on that we need to address?
We have a question in the chat.
Oh.
While Rosalind asked, while the visionary is making calls, what can the integrator do while waiting for a potential deal to come through?
I think you should talk to your visionary, honestly, like what would help them the most. But what I would push on is, if emails are coming through, you can just respond to emails to get a call scheduled. I don't know Rosalind, how many emails are you sending by every week? Is it 10 or 20 or 200, 300? And I think you can unmute. You don't have to raise your hand or anything.
Sorry, I have my daughter in the background. So, so we haven't been sending as many, but I'll ramp that back up.
I'm sorry, I missed that. You haven't been sending that many, but what?
So I'll ramp that back up as far as the emails.
Got it.
Thank you.
I'd
Yeah.
like to ask a question on that. When I first did the campaign, I got a lot of properties, but like as I pull the list again later on, the new properties that I pull, I only get like 60 per area a week. So I'm sending about 120 still, but it's not like the very first time I sent them out. Are we supposed to be trying to keep that kind of volume, or is that normal?
What markets are you working?
So I've got San Antonio or Bexar County,
Yeah.
and then northern Utah, which is a couple counties, and I'm pulling Davis, Weber, Salt Lake, and Utah counties.
Bexar and northern Utah. I don't know the Utah market very well, but I feel like Utah has a high appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Well, it's definitely true since COVID hit. All the house prices jumped up at least 100K. So
Yeah. So there may not be very many low equity there.
gotcha. Okay.
You may want to add on an additional market.
Okay, I can consider that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me see here. in the Discord, I've said like, hey, who needs a market? I just can't remember right now. Like I posted some markets that I was wanting people to go to. I'll look that up, and if I can suggest some markets, I'll put some in the chat or in the Discord. I mean,
Your
okay.
videos for the Action Taker Zoom goes over that as well.
Oh.
Today's not for that, is it?
No.
Okay.
Well, you have a question about the going over markets or what?
Oh no, I'm just saying that you went over that one of your videos on the fastest growing cities in the States. You can look it up on Privy, I think you showed us. So maybe it was world population review, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just pick another market, try to work that. And that'll probably help you ramp it back up. Yeah, like you want to pick in place that I think, Nathaniel, you want to pick in a place that you want to buy. Like, is that northern Utah market? Is that where you?
Well, yeah, that's kind of why I decided to do theirs, because I live in northern Utah and I figured it's my backyard. But I'm not like welded to that idea. The big plan later on is to have markets all across the states, right? And so, well, you gotta start somewhere. So.
Yeah. I would, I think it'd be easy enough for you to. I think you have the system down pretty well. You could add another market and do great. I'm not worried about that at all.
Awesome.
Jade, where do we need more deals?
We're getting quite a bit in Texas. Let me look through where we're getting quite a bit in Florida being submitted. Where's this? Yeah, that's really a lot of the ones that I see come across are Texas, Florida, and then we get some like random ones in Maryland and places like that. But a lot in Texas and Florida. We need deals in Tennessee. Is there anyone hitting the Tennessee market?
Like the whole state?
Chattanooga, Memphis, what's Knoxville? Drake says they are. Drake, how is that going?
It's not going very well. They're not as fond of it, or they don't really know about it, I guess.
Yeah.
As much as Texas. But having some conversations there, just much slower than in Texas.
Yeah. That's kind of been my experience too.
What about Atlanta?
I can't think of any deal or any offers I've sent out in Georgia. Does anyone have Georgia, Atlanta?
Yeah, I've hit up Georgia a little bit. I got beat out with one of them, the one I was doing with Alan at 210 Matheson, but I did follow up with this agent because she said that they came in with a $45,000 over that they were going to give to the seller. And so I followed up because I was curious to see if that was going to stick. And it didn't. She said that they did come back and reduce that offer. So they are starting high and they're using that inspection time to come in and review that and, as pretty much ammunition to go, down on that offer. So, but I guess it was still a little bit over what we had offered them. But yeah, I have had a couple of deals there and, got beat out because of just higher prices higher cash to the seller.
I'm not gonna.
Good market.
That's just to me, that's unethical.
I agree, but it's done all the time. It's kind of like, as a realtor, whenever you've got that inspection period of, that once they do those repairs, they're not repairs, but once they do that inspection, they're going to come back. That's just ammunition to do that. So it's normal in the real estate world that they're going to come back for something. So they're just using that as an excuse to reduce it. But I agree, it is unethical. But that is what I'm seeing that they're doing.
Yeah, I had one, it was kind of similar. I talked to an agent yesterday from one that someone had submitted in San Antonio, and he was like, well, your offer is better cash to seller wise, but they were so concerned about the closing date. And he's like, this one can close in like a week. And I'm like, they say that they can close in a week, but
Exactly.
and extend that. He was like, he started laughing. He was like, no, I know you're right.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, they say whatever they, you want to hear. It doesn't mean they're
For
actually.
sure. It's all about the terms for sure from the initial offer, but they will come back and change it, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you deliver?
There you go.
Yeah. When I see deals from when I see other wholesalers post deals in Colorado Springs, it goes insane. Like I see 100 comments trying to buy in Colorado Springs. Atlanta, like the Atlanta market, I don't see it as strong, but we know really solid buyers in Atlanta. And then the one we had in South Carolina oh crap, I forgot the city. Is it Charlotte? No. Charleston.
Mhm.
Yeah, Charleston, South Carolina. I had so many offers on that house. Charleston, South Carolina did very well. People are looking for just rentals in that market. So I think overall we have Texas and Florida covered pretty well. I would even push people for like the Tucson market and Oklahoma City, the city, and Tulsa City, Tulsa and Broken Arrow, not tertiary.
Your
I have
feelings
people
on Yuma and Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
just
work
wondered
in
what
those
your
markets?
feelings were on those. Well, I went and visited those markets, so I have some familiarity now. It was something I was already baking in the back of my head.
Yuma. So Yuma is pretty south, right? It's like by the border.
Yeah, it's like right next to Mexico.
And then what was your other one?
My buddies are trying to get us to go down there to find authentic tacos, but we didn't have our passports, so.
Yuma, and what was the other city?
Phoenix.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many people working Phoenix, but yeah, I would probably, that's why I said Tucson. I'd probably work the Tucson market versus Phoenix, or if you do want to work Phoenix, just keep it on the east side. Phoenix and then east or north.
All right. Well, Tucson's awesome because that's right where the 160 unit that I'm part owner in now is. And
Yeah.
so it'd give me a reason to go see things again. So.
Is Manny in here? Let me see. Because I need to push
He
on
texted me, but
him.
I don't. Let me see.
Oh, he's right here. Manny. We need Albuquerque deals, bro. I need to know how to spell Albuquerque, but I need properties there.
Hey, where's he at?
He's on.
Oh, I see him.
Dude. Congrats on your deal.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah. The
Didn't you
bottom.
just buy a deal?
Oh, he bought one?
Yeah.
Oh, at Renaissance. I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. This was something before. Yeah, with through what's his name? Dana. You know Dana and
Dana. Yeah, of course.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited about that one. Thank you.
We need Albuquerque deals. Are you working Albuquerque or what's going on?
Yeah. I went on a trip last week and everything, and the time changed. Man, my whole system's all messed up. So I've been making calls and so some agents, some places went pending. Some agents are like, no, I'm not interested in seller finance, blah blah blah. And some are totally open, so they're gonna be setting some more properties. Some waiting for mortgage statements. Yeah, and I'm
We
gonna
are
connect with Howard later today.
we're getting that one for you that is in Virginia Beach. You know what I'm talking about? It had like a ton of arrears.
Oh, that big one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys, that worked out.
Yeah, it should be getting signed today. Yeah.
Oh, love to see how that's going. Like how you guys did that. Because he was saying there's a bunch, and they're going through nasty divorce, right? That was one with the divorce.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. They had like 100. Was it almost 100,000? He was saying that there was in arrears. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice house. I was like, well, I want that house. I want to live in that thing.
Yeah, it's not
But
bad.
yeah, okay. So you're getting it signed today. The
Yeah.
contract. Yeah.
Yeah, that just reminded me. He sent us some HOA documents, so I need to see if this is actually what we need or not, but they should be good to go to sign.
Cool.
Very good. Okay.
Well, Manny, I was just saying congratulations on your deal. And are you all pushing in Albuquerque or what's going on there?
Well, yeah, Howard pulled a list and I was going good last week. And then, like I said, I went on a trip and everything kind of went.
Yeah.
So today, I'm back on making calls and just trying to. It's been hard to try to connect with people because a lot of people don't answer the phones. So I've been shooting. I'll shoot a message, text message, double, triple dial, and leave a voicemail. And so it's kind of like, okay, time to follow up. And then some are like, oh yeah, I remember getting an email. And they're like, oh, I thought I responded to it or something like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
But so just kind of trucking along with that. A lot of other, I actually spoke with one guy and he has a few multifamilies, but the seller, they're like, oh, we'll do our REC contract, but they want 50% down. I'm like, well, because they're looking to move on to do something else. And I'm like, okay, but okay, well, I'll submit it to Jake though, anyways, because they said they own it free and clear. So 500, they want 250 down. I'm like, well, I don't know, but I mean, some of these are like turnkey. They
Is it like 10 units or how many units is it?
4.
Or yeah, they better be like tip top shape to is it A class? Is it like the best, like brand new?
Yeah. This one was like they redid everything. Everything's brand new on it. Metal roof, new HVAC, new furnace, everything's brand new. New appliances.
Yeah.
Like it's there's nothing to do for it for the next like few years until somebody messes it up.
Yeah. The issue with those deals is like, I mean, if I had money to like 1031, so
Right.
that 1031 buyer, but an investor buyer to go get money they're probably not going to cash flow. I don't know the market very well. What that's going to rent. But it's probably not going to cover my debt that I have to get today. So, and that's why seller finance would be the option, is because the debt is so expensive right now. But 250K on, I mean, we put 150K down on a 30 unit here in Texas. And I say that a lot. Like, this is what I just did. And the reason why it made sense is because the seller didn't have to claim so much, right? And all those different things. So
yeah,
the debt really doesn't work right now. So if they're really, wanting to get rid of it, this is what we can do. And then make that make that seller finance offer.
There's another one. There's a duplex that has 5 like mobile home spaces on there, and they have a commercial loan on that one. And are we able to do subject to on commercial loans?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll
Yeah.
submit that one to Jade too. Because right now the spaces are, some have mobile homes on there that are owned. One is owned by the seller, and 2 are owned by the tenants, I guess, the people leasing the land. But a question with that one is, like, say you have an issue with them not paying the lease. What happens then? Like, do you do, like, they own the mobile home, but you own the land and they're not paying? Do you seize the mobile home? Do you evict them from there and take that over, or how does that work?
I don't have a mobile home park, so
Yeah.
I'd have to talk to somebody who has one. But
Right.
I'd still look at the deal.
Because technically it's there. Yeah, yeah. Because he was asking for like 130 down, but then find out he has like 88,000 loan that he wants to pay off on that thing. And then he was in his mind, he was gonna pay off the commissions. So he's gonna walk away with only $8,000 in his pocket. So I'm like, I think we could do better than that.
Right.
So
We
that's
just,
not the best part of town. I'll tell you that. There's some you get some transient action, but I think financially it makes sense. If it's you're not going to live there, so who cares, right? But if the money, if it's flowing, then that makes sense.
exactly. Cool. All right, man. Dron has a question, but thanks, Manny.
Thank you.
What's up, Dron? I don't
Hey,
see.
hey, how you doing? I was wondering on the deals that we submit, whenever they get denied, do we is there like how can I put it? Well, a reason why it gets denied, so we could start learning about the denial, or because I was looking for some that got submitted that Drake had submitted, and I was looking for a reason like why it got, just like a breakdown of, you guys are crazy, this house is crap, or they want too much money, or something, so we can start building that that knowledge base, I suppose. Is
Yeah.
what's
That you
it?
should be getting that. So what happens when we disqualify them is it'll send you an email and it'll say this lead has been disqualified. Here are some additional notes, and we'll put in there why it's negative $5,000 cash flow, like whatever it is. You'll see why we chose to disqualify it.
Oh, okay.
Is there
Okay,
one particular? Is there
Yeah, I
an
was gonna say, yeah.
Well, I sent one in. It was it was in El Paso, but I don't think it got denied because of that. Uh, I think it got denied because it wasn't a great. It wasn't a particularly great long term investment.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and let me pull up the one you submitted. I did say why I disqualified it. We only disqualified that one because we're already working with it. So someone else already submitted it, and so I put in there we're already working this one. So that's the only reason why we didn't mess with it, is because someone else submitted it. We've already sent an offer for them, and we're talking to the agent through the other person.
Really?
So someone else here is working it
We
already.
actually got that one. Yeah, we got that one signed.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it wasn't a bad deal. It was just already submitted by someone else.
ain't that a kick in the pants? Okay. Well, all right then. Well, at least okay. So I wasn't exactly crazy. I wasn't off the mark on that. So I don't feel bad about losing the deal because, well, I was partially right. Drake was mostly right, but anyway, that's it. I know what to look for now.
Yeah, keep going, man. These things are going to happen since we have so many action takers going after things. you know, like Rosalind said, hey, I can do Memphis, and then Cheryl said, hey, I can do Memphis. So you're gonna have, and we're not the only people doing, you know, work in Memphis or El Paso or whatever. There's gonna be multiple people.
Yeah, I know. I live in Memphis.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen.
Yeah, I live in Memphis. That's the area that that Drake and I are actually working. But like Drake said, uh, it's not sub two isn't something that people talk about down here, and if they do, they're talking about two sandwiches. They're not talking about an actual real estate transaction. Yeah, it's difficult.
I I was looking at a multifamily, I think it was in Memphis, and the agent, the broker, suggested to me that we just take over the payments. So maybe just getting to the right agent is all it really takes. Maybe, hey, maybe something else we can do, Duran, is talk to other students in that market who have closed in Memphis and get a title company that get like a title company that has done them before and start pushing that. Like, hey, this is the only way this makes sense. And oh no, Jade was saying the appreciation is just so high there, right?
No, that was Nashville. I personally feel like Nashville is hot and appreciates fast, but in other markets like Memphis, I've had a couple conversations and gotten close to a contract there. We've gotten a few signed in Knoxville. So I think the other markets are good, and just my experience, Nashville isn't great for creative.
Got it. So maybe Memphis is more of an expired listing route, like going direct to seller to get subject to. But
Yep.
I also want to work at, Duran, if you have any cash deals in Memphis, let me know. Because I'm pushing towards hedge funds and I know they'll buy there. Were you talking to me? Oh.
We can't hear you.
Okay, yeah, there we go. It finally came off mute. On the neighborhoods that you're talking, are you looking at like ABC? How are you going at that? Because there are more cash deals in like the B and C markets. The A's are going to be like brand new houses up here, Collierville, like South Haven. Those are all kind of new houses.
It'd just be like a fix and flip. 1970s and above and all the other things that the hedge funds want. 1970, a 3-2, all the other stuff. What's that, Jade?
Oh, I was gonna ask you, I found it in the group where that pretty picture was that you made of all the criteria.
That'd be nice to get that. Okay, so if that's out there, all right, I'll find it if it's already in the Discord, and then I'll add that to the criteria that Drake and I are searching for. Or see what we come up with.
Yeah, don't be afraid to as you're looking for sub two, just try to get a fix and flip, and maybe we can work those as well.
Oh, there you go. Drew put it in there.
Yeah, Memphis is on there.
Okay.
The hedge fund I just hung up with said 1970s plus. So I'll actually have a couple hedge funds that have different criteria. I'll put them up in the Discord for us.
Yeah, that'll work because we saw quite a few cash deals down here, but that's not what we were actually focusing on, and that list got pulled quite by accident. We're not even sure how they got in there, and we had to weed through them. So yeah,
got it.
All right,
cool. Thank you. All right, Jade, what else?
I see some new faces in here. They're just seeing. Does anyone else have anything? Any questions? Anything you need help with? Thoughts? You can unmute. Feel free to.
Hey, I sent a new guy to the Discord. I'm not sure if he's here. His name is.
Hey, Jade, that agent called me for the Fort Worth deal.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to listen or do you want to have me go mute?
Let's listen.
Okay, give me a second.
I'll just tell her. So this morning, this was a lead that was submitted last night, and they want a contract. They have 8, including ours, 8 contracts for subject to, and they were reviewing them at noon. And Myron talked to the agent earlier and built some rapport and credibility and all that good.
You've reached just.
And now she's calling him back. So fingers crossed. I don't think Bobby and Sherry are in here. No.
She emailed me and said, hey, give me a call. And she tried to call me twice. I had it on Do Not Disturb. So we'll see what she says.
Something Myron did with this one is like when they have so many contracts, he was really trying to dig into like what's important to the sellers. What are they hoping to get out of this, right? And she ended up telling them they're most concerned with the balloon and they're most concerned with the cash to seller. And started telling them, you know, how basically we could win this offer, right? What do they want the most out of everything? And that helps a lot.
Yeah. Isaac, did you give him my phone number or my Facebook or how do I contact that person?
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
So I have his number. I don't know if I can put it here. Did I put it or not?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I have his number right now. So can I put it in the chat or did I send it to you direct to?
Yeah, however you want to do it. I thought you said you sent him to me. I sent a new guy
Yeah,
to
I sent.
How
Yeah,
did
I sent it to the Discord. I sent it to the Discord, and I think he already um present himself. But I'm not sure if he present himself on the
no, he's in here.
newbie introduction.
Is his last name T? Start with the T?
Uh,
Oh yeah, I see him in there too.
yeah, Tolentino.
Yeah, he's in there.
Noel Tolentino.
What does that mean? What is Starfleet communicator?
It means I'm a nerd. That's from Star Trek.
Oh. All right, well, while we're waiting for the agent to call back, just cut us off if she calls back, Myron. But does anyone else have questions, concerns, need clarity on anything?
Hey Jay, how is it going with the one in Tidewater?
We're sending a contract on that one.
Nice, nice.
Yep. So she's been bugging for it. So I think that they'll probably sign.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
You're also doing one for us for Callis and Harbor, right? Or Arbor, not Harbor.
Yes, we sent a contract on that one, and whenever I talked to her on the phone, she's like, okay, yeah, send it over, like we're good to go, let's get this done. And then I sent the contract and she's like, oh, I don't feel comfortable. I told my seller to talk to an attorney about the contract. And so I said,
Oh,
have them
okay.
give this title company a call and talk to the attorneys there. And she said, okay. So I'm just waiting to hear back about that. I'm hoping that they talk to the title company and not some random attorney that tells
Doesn't
them.
know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So hopefully they do that, and we'll see.
All right, cool.
Got anything for baby elephants? Matt, you can feel free to unmute. Are you guys generating leads? What do you have going on?
I could jump in here. Things are good. We've been working on a couple of different kinds of lists, and just yesterday had some pretty interesting success with on market, direct to agent, kind of standard stuff. Talked to an agent for like an hour yesterday about a really interesting looking property. Tried to meet her there earlier just before the call, but she wasn't able to make it. So I'm gonna try a little later. Really unique relationship I think that we might be able to build with her. She's really open to things like sub two. In fact, she used that language with me, but they were burned by two potential sub two buyers in the last few months. And so she said this time they really want to do cash. So we have some cash buyers lined up. I think we're going to go that way, but might be a lot of potential in the future for something with her. She seems like she's a pretty helpful person. Has been around the industry a long time, so lots of good things.
Yeah.
Going there. And this,
how did they get burned? Did the people just not close, or what happened?
it was hard to root that out. She talked for a long time about a lot of things, and one of the people kind of quote strung them along for 4 months.
Oh gosh.
And never closed. So, that doesn't make anybody happy. And then the other one, I think it was a separate one, I think seemed like failed to communicate very clearly. She said that the buyer wanted a lot and wasn't willing to give much. The buyer, her understanding of the relationship was the buyer wanted 6-year terms, including her commission, and that she wouldn't see anything from the deal. The agent wouldn't see anything from the deal until basically the balloon period 6 years later.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's highly unlikely that that's what the buyer really had in mind. I think probably the buyer failed to communicate as clearly as necessary.
Yeah.
Even though this agent is on board with a lot of creative strategies, I think that it still matters to communicate really clearly, probably in writing.
Yeah.
She seemed like a really friendly, kind, talkative person, but maybe a tiny bit on the distracted side. So maybe someone failed just to put it all in black and white. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how we want to do it.
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of moving parts that she talked about to that deal. And that kind of made her uncomfortable too. So the concept she's open to, but maybe the way it was handled. And then she pointed out a lot of little things. The person tried to claim that he was doing a bunch of deals, like 10 deals a month, and she thought that was sketchy. She said he was really young to be doing that many deals. She had a bunch of things that had made her uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I think that there's an opportunity there as long as we build a relationship. In fact, part of why I went to walk the property was just so that I could interact with her some more and build rapport and build more relationship.
So smart. Like the relationship goes so far. Whose deal is that? I just went blank. Nathan, the deal that you just brought up, the Callison one. So that we sent a creative offer and I talked to the agent and she's like, you know what? We were offering 10K to the seller. She had an offer at 14K. And I'm like, why don't y'all just take that? And she's like, well, like honestly, we just like you guys. Like I've had a better, conversations with you. I feel more comfortable with you guys. So they accepted, we ended up going up to 12. So they, took a discount of 2K just because they liked us really, right? And felt more comfortable. So those conversations and relationships go so far. You can get better deals done just because they feel comfortable moving forward with you.
Yeah, relationship is so powerful. And the old trick of just letting the other person talk a lot, she's talked about all kinds of things. I can tell you about the lunch she had on one day that was particularly frustrating when she was trying to list this property. I can tell you about what she wanted at the casino afterwards. I can tell you about at least a dozen different deals, all sorts of things. And she just talked, and at the end, she said, I really enjoyed talking to you. And I probably said 4 or 5 full sentences other than, hey, that sounds interesting. Wow, you're doing a lot there, and stuff like that. So in that way, very classic call.
Love that. That's so good. That's so good for anyone that's listening to that. That is really the key. Let them talk and let them feel important, and they will love you for doing that.
I was planning
Those
on
are
joining
literally
the
my
elephant.
favorite kind of conversation.
Yeah, I was planning on joining the elephant challenge last night, and I missed it because of this wonderful long call that we were on.
Yeah.
He was messaging me on Discord as he's on the call, and I'm like feeding him lines, and he's like, she's been talking for 40 minutes. I'm like, that's awesome. Let her keep talking. She likes you. You're on her side, so keep going. But I mean, hey, for his first agent outreach call, I mean, he had some bravery and jumped off a cliff, and he landed on the wings of a unicorn agent. So
so cool. Yeah, let me know if the cash deals don't work out. Maybe you and I can hop on the phone with her and try to get her comfortable with going the creative route.
Yeah, I think that's a real possibility. The owner was interested in owner financing, rent to own. He used a bunch of different languages. It was actually in the listing. And when I went to the property, there was an old sign on the front of the property, rent to own, and the owner's phone number. So all of these things are probably very possible as long as we build out the relationship right. And so lots of cool stuff. And I just want to sing Matt's praises. Matt has done a fantastic job building lists. I'm calling him the Leonardo of lists. He is putting together these amazing, helpful sheets and doing a great job comping. Just a fantastic guy to work with. Really encouraging too, making the phone calls and stuff. There's a certain weight to it, but Matt's there cheering for me.
Makes your life easier, right? Yeah, love that.
I'm only making the calls and talking to the people and making the relationships because Matt's there.
That's what this is all about. I love that so much. Just having those partnerships so you guys can focus on what you like and do your thing.
Yeah, it's huge.
Of course.
Yeah, I was telling Matt, it's a hurdle for me to get over because like I can have the conversation in my head a million times and it always goes wonderfully, but once I start to like the conversation goes in a different direction and I wasn't anticipating it, my nerd brain or my numbers brain goes into this isn't following the formula, like error, what do I do? So like in my head I'm like, oh yeah, that's easy, but it's not, and I recognize that. And so for Matt to be able to do that, I give him kudos as well. And I try to make his life as easy as possible because he's, in my opinion, he's doing the hard work. I mean, the numbers and the spreadsheets and the lists, that's just second nature to me. So it's like he's got the one that's got to put on the brave face. So I'm just here to be his cheerleading section as far as I'm concerned.
Love that. Y'all are awesome. That makes me excited that y'all are just having such a good relationship and making things work like that.
Yeah, it's all a lot of fun.
It probably wouldn't have happened unless Myron said, hey, Matt, you guys go do this. So thank you, Myron, for that. It definitely kicked off our partnership, and it's working out really well so far. So
I love that. And
this is cool.
And it goes both ways because as a visionary, I think it's you guys as the integrators for doing all the hard work. And I guess it's just we are in our own lanes. And so we each think each other's job is harder than it is when it's that person is doing it or in their own lane, so to speak. So I love that.
Yeah, Team M&M, and it's funny, we set up a Gmail, so we have Matt's in Kentucky at gmail.com. So it can go, you know, both Matt's or Matt is in Kentucky, you know, so it's easy to remember.
That's cool.
Is there anything that you guys are needing help with to start generating some more leads? Any questions you have? Any way we can support you more?
I appreciate the offer. I don't have anything from my perspective. I've got a list I just need to call down. I need time. If you can generate some time for me, I'd love that. But otherwise, not particularly. Matt might have something. I think
Yeah,
this property is pretty interesting and might have some potential. The relationship's more important, but the property itself has some potential too.
Yeah, there's a lot. He went to, he sent me pictures. There's so much junk in that place, like 5 lawnmowers and oh my God. So it's a clean out. But the only thing I ran into was you know, one thing you suggested, Myron, was to put together sort of like a buy box advertisement to reach out to wholesalers. But as I was in the process of doing that, I came across a law that just passed in Kentucky last year, HB 62, which it makes it unlawful for anyone to sell or advertise for sale an equitable interest in a contract. Yet I still, you know, unless you're an agent, sorry, you have to be a licensed agent or broker. You know, I don't know how strictly that's enforced, and I feel sort of good about it because we've got buyers already, and it's not like we have to go out and advertise this stuff on Facebook groups. But, you know, I'm just wondering how we would approach that if we ever came to a point where, you know, our buyers, there was no interest and we wanted to like get this property out there. What's the right way legal way to go about, you know, doing that?
You know what? Let me text somebody real fast. Hold on.
In my experience, people interpret that somewhat loosely and like will send an email to buy lists. Some on lots of buy lists will send an email to their buy list, but they won't give all the details. And they'll say, due to the new law, you have to email us to get more information. And somehow in their own heads, as long as you don't give all the details, then it's not advertising. I'm not sure that will hold up very well. It just depends on how carefully it's enforced.
I mean, that's the case in Oklahoma too, right, Myron?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like publicly, like you can't go put bandit signs out. You can't go, you can't put it on Zillow. What it's doing is protecting the agent's business, basically. Because we're cutting agents out of the transaction by marketing our own deals as wholesalers. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like no billboards, but you can't like flat fee list. You can't put up. Yeah. But I mean, like posting on a Facebook post in a group, in a private group, is not public. You know what I mean? Or sending the deal to your buyer is not a public posting, right? So I'll text a couple people to get clarity who are already wholesaling in Kentucky and see what I searched for it, and right away I found here, I'll post it in the chat. This is what I found. Yeah, and that's what he said. That's what the guy said. Kind of like Oklahoma, like you have to have an agent on your side to help you close it. Oh no. I'm sorry. Huh? Okay. Let me get it. But I'll get some more information on the Kentucky wholesaling stuff to see how we can get around it
Yeah, I saw
or
that.
work or do it.
Saw that link as well. That's where I actually it came to my attention because in one of those groups, a couple of agents were on there, you know, basically complaining about wholesalers and, you know, what can we do about these people that are breaking the law, you know, so.
You know, I just had that conversation. I get emails and on 2 occasions where they said, you know, it feels a little scamish. And so what I say to that is that, you know, I appreciate, you know, your reply, and basically it's just saying that, you know, it's more easier to say something feels like a scam versus just saying I don't understand that, you know, and that's what it is. It boils down to they don't know what it is. And so it's a good opportunity to educate them. I always send them, you know, like a PDF of, you know, what it's subject to. I'll send them, you know, the website or something explaining what the process is to let them know it's not. And I have each time gotten calls back, you know, for that. The seller may not be interested in it, but it's a good opportunity to educate that agent so that the next time that they get a call or get an email like that, they'll be more open to it, and they'll be able to educate the seller in the future if it's a deal that they, you know, it's been on the market forever, and you know they've run out of options and they're about to lose their job. So yeah, it's a good opportunity for agents to get educated, or for you to educate them.
Okay. Well, Jade, when I talk to that agent, I'll record the call and I'll post it in the chat for everybody just to see. Just I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, I'll get some more information for the Kentucky, and then I think that's it. Anything else?
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Not for me. Does anyone else have any other questions before we sign off?
Cool. All
Well,
right.
it looks like I'm going to be running to Shreveport on that Piermont, that seller finance deal. Yeah, the lady wants to meet me. So I'm going to end up going there on that offer that we got. Yeah.
He emailed me.
Did he reach out to you?
Yeah, he came back with a counter offer, and I just.
Oh, did he? Okay. Well, he's acting like I'm going to have to come over there because he sounded like she really wants to see who she's going to be seller financing that deal to. So.
Got it.
Well, everybody, I
So they
think
did
you're all
counter.
on fire. Keep up the good work.
Yep. Thank you. I've got like 5 in, but I mean, some are that one on Oregon. Pretty much she wants an assumption on that. She was different yesterday, but I got a feeling we'll end up getting that one because she's already moved out of that house and she's, you know, staying somewhere paying something. So yeah, I got a feeling we'll get that one still. She just wants to see if we're going to bite that assumption.
No assumptions, no reverse mortgages.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, the whole thing about assumptions is we can only do so many. So it doesn't make sense for us, right? So I can't go assume 20 houses, but I can do subject to on 20 houses, right? So
Be a good deal for someone.
It depends. So like if it's in a market, what market is it in?
That one is in Maryland, I think. Oregon. Yeah. It's in Maryland.
Maybe. It just depends. Like if it's somewhere that somebody would want to live in it, they might go through that process to assume.
It's a decent house.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. I'll let everybody get back to work and bring us some more deals, and we'll try to get some contracts sent out.
I think we'll today.
What's that?
And I think we'll have a few signed today.
Sweet. Let's go. This is crazy. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks all. Talk
Thanks.
soon.
Bye.